Morning and good afternoon and good evening to everyone that's here today, no matter where you are joining us in the world. Thank you for being here, especially when you could have chosen to be anywhere, but you've chosen this moment to share time and space with us here at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Laguna Beach. I would like to extend my gratitude to the worship team for always welcoming me and inviting me to be a part of your sacred space, to Don West Jr. for the technical support, for without it, I would not be able to be zoomed in today. So thank you. And I know that we have some new people joining us. And for those of you who are new here, my name is Yvette McDonnell, and I am a spiritual companion ritualist, an interfaith chaplain. I'm a curandera, a root woman, a sage, seer, wise woman, and in many places, I need no name at all. My roots are in the Black tradition of the Baptist Church, and my branches spread wide and far to offer the many ways of knowing that exist in this world and the world beyond. And many of you may already know me and the heart of my ministry, while others are just beginning this journey with us today. And before I really begin to share my message with you, I want to take a moment to reflect on the transformative power of the work that I actually do. My ministry is deeply intertwined with love, healing, hope, and uplifting those who have been historically marginalized by society and its systems of oppression. I believe that my calling to social justice was woven into my very being long before I even entered into this world. It is not defined by a hiring committee or confined by any organization. It is a divine purpose that cannot be overshadowed or diminished. My work transcends the boundaries of any executive order. Now, I'm going to just say that again, right? And this is the part of my Baptist roots coming out. My work transcends, it moves beyond any executive order anybody might sign in to play, because I am here to do the work that I've been ordained to do. And I do this work with the best that I can given day to day, and I try to do it with compassion. I try to do it with empathy. But to be perfectly honest with you, right now, my best, my emotional landscape, if you will, shifts from moment to moment, looking very much like some type of sitcom gone off the rails as I watch our country being ignited like a dumpster fire. It's as though I'm navigating this chaotic buffet of emotions of rage as the main meal, with a splash of sadness and a pinch of fear and a heaping side of frustration. And all of this is served with the finest, the finest glass of what on earth is happening in the world. But through all of this wild roller coaster ride of emotions that I'm on, there's a part of me that is completely and utterly unbothered, calm, ease. These emotions, I like to call them hope. And this hope that I feel in my body, it's like this constant vibration of a hum that's deep within my soul. You might be wondering, what is this relationship that I have with hope, and how can you get yourself some of it, right? Um, well, let's try to understand what hope is. So, according to Oxford Dictionary, hope is merely a feeling of expectation and desire for something to happen. But hope is so much more to me, and it transcends that definition. For me, hope is vibrant. It's like this vibrant force. It's alive and it's breathing, and it carries the whispers of my ancestors whose legacies are buried in the past and ignites a fire within my spirit. For me, hope is the alternative reality that has yet to be created. Now I'm just going to be quiet just for a moment so that can just wash all through you, right? I said that hope, right? Hope is the alternative reality that has yet to be created. You're all probably like, Yvette, what on earth does that mean? Let me tell you, every day I get up and I stand in front of the mirror and I am reminded that I am the actualization of my ancestors' dreams and hopes. I am the alternate reality that they dreamed about. I am their resilience. And during the moments that I have rage, anger, and sadness and fear, it is this idea of hope that grounds me to move me forward each and every day. I find hope in art and its many forms, whether it's music or dance or poetry, visual art, conjuring and manifesting. Hope through art serves as a place where the impossible is possible. And just 2 weeks ago, during the Super Bowl, my spiritual cup, if you will, was filled with hope and inspiration as I witnessed Kendrick Lamar's halftime showcase. If you missed it, I urge you to seek it out. It was more than just entertainment. It was a powerful statement filled with all kinds of depth and meaning. I also highly recommend watching last week's sermon here at UUFLB, where Don West Jr., who is here with us today, he illuminated the rich symbolism in Kendrick Lamar's manifesto. In my opinion, now this is just my opinion, Kendrick's message resonates not just for Black individuals, but for all marginalized voices facing oppression in our society, especially today. By Lamar using his platform as such, in such a such a prominent event, he reminded me that we are not powerless, that we are a collective force, that we will not be erased, no matter how much the infamous they have tried to erase us and will continue to try. We're not going anywhere. Kendrick's manifesto was a call to unity, a call for resilience as we face adversity, inspiring me to stand together against the forces of oppression and fascism and supremacy that seek to divide us. Lamar said is bigger than the music, and he was so right. He is so right. So as I danced in my living room singing, they not like us, they not like us, they not like us, and Luther and Squabble Up, I could feel my emotions starting to balance themselves out. It was my cup of hope that was being filled again. And on February 11th, my cup was filled to the brim once more when I learned that the Unitarian Universalist Association had joined with over 24 Christian and Jewish denominations in countering the current injustices by the current administration. They proudly filed a lawsuit against the president's administration. I was going to say their name, but I'm not going to. Against the new policy that permits immigration raids and enforcement actions in our sacred spaces of worship. Hope is created in an alternative reality, and it shows up when you least expect it. I received an unexpected boost to my cup of hope on the Friday before MLK Day this year. I had attended a Shabbat of interfaith harmony celebration featuring a unity choir along with clergy from Mainline Reform Temple and Beth Israel and Zion Baptist Church. So two synagogues and a Baptist church. They've been getting together for 30 years. The Friday, the Shabbat before MLK Day, and then on Monday to celebrate. And there I met a Jewish South African elder woman. I met her husband. She introduced me to her daughter, her grandkids who were singing in the choir. And, this woman felt like an old friend. And we sat next to each other and we were chatting it up a bit before the service. And at the end of the service, everyone in the temple was invited to hold hands and sing, "We Shall Overcome." Now, I might get a lot of flack for this, but I gotta be honest with you. That is not one of my most favorite songs. Okay. And despite knowing the history of the song and how it served many during the civil rights movement and many worldwide as a song of resistance, it just, it's just not one of my particularly favorite songs. But that night, however, that song took on a new meaning. As I held the hand of the South African Jewish woman and we started to sing, I noticed her singing with such passion while tears were coming down her eyes, coming down on her face. And when we were leaving, she shared that she'd come to the United States 50 years ago. She had left South Africa during apartheid. And she said that song was outlawed during apartheid. She says, we weren't allowed to sing it. It's like, wow, okay. I know things, here, during the civil rights movement, the thing that kept the ancestors and the elders today going was the music. So when she said that it was outlawed, it was banned, and they were not allowed to sing it, my heart really sunk. And then she leaned in and she had this little mischievous smile, little smirk on her face. And she says, but you know what? She whispered, she says, I used to quietly play it on my guitar and I would sing it. She says, so now when I hear the song, she says, I just sing it so loud. And she did. And then she gave me a hug. I don't remember this woman's name, but I do remember the impact that her story had on me. And it will stay with me forever as a piece of hope. Finding hope during tough times is not always easy, but it is there. I promise you that it is there. And I invite you to look for just the small things in your everyday life. Look into your dreams. Look to things that inspire you, whether you're dancing or singing, creating, like just moving your body, whether you're yelling to the top of your lungs and screaming, all of those things are going to open the portal of hope. And I invite you to let your emotions, the sadness, the rage, the frustration, the unknowing, to mingle with that sense of hope that's alive and thriving and breathing. And I ask you to create an alternative reality that has yet to be seen. I ask you to live in the space of hope to ensure that you are on the right side of history. And now I'd like to invite you to sing muted. I invite you to sing "We Shall Overcome." Thank you so much. Ashe, amen, and may it be so.
In the process of working throughout the South and going to jail and getting beat and being in mass meetings and singing, there's one particular song that became the theme song of this movement. It is a powerful song. You can go anywhere in the world today where there is struggle, and you will find this song, and you will still see people in the streets marching and singing it. It is our gift to the world people in struggle. We want to ask you to stand up and cross your right hand over left and sing with us, "We Shall Overcome." We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Lord, we shall overcome someday. We are not afraid. We